As you can see from the videos, I'm Mark Whitten. I've been investing in real estate now for about 5 years. I also train people. I do seminars all around the country. And you know, it's been great. I've gotten to help a lot of people and change a lot of lives. All right, so if everybody can just stand up for me real quick. Just everybody stand up. Stretch your legs out. Now we have about an hour and a half, a little less than an hour and a half for me to try to teach you as much as I can about wholesaling or flipping houses without using any cash or credit, okay? Now, just by a show of hands, how many people in here right now are actively doing wholesale deals and flipping houses? So we got about 3. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna do is, I was talking to John and he was telling me that, you know, a lot of people in here was doing deals, so I was gonna kind of switch up my presentation. And I do this all the time, so I can tell it to you just like how it is. So what I'm going to do today is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about wholesaling, but mainly I want to talk about how to flip short sales. Is anyone that's wholesaling flipping short sales at all? No? All right, now, before we move on, I just want to make sure everybody has the basics of wholesaling or flipping a house without cash or credit. And here it is before we get into the short sales, okay? It's basically an A to B, a B to C. What I mean is that you have a seller here, okay? And then you have yourself, who's the buyer. Because this is what I want you, one thing I want you guys to know. Never, even if you're just wholesaling, never classify yourself as just a wholesaler, okay? You're a real estate investor. So if you talk to a seller and they say, are you a wholesaler? No, I'm not. I'm a real estate investor. Why? Because you have 3 options, right? So let's just say you did broke and you don't have no money and your only option is to wholesale. Suppose you hit the Powerball and like the 77 million and it makes more sense to do what Mike does and buy a house and rehab it. Would you do it if you can make more money? Right? All right. So what I'm saying, I'm only saying that to say is just never classify yourself as a wholesaler. You're a real estate investor, all right? So it's basically like this. You find a deal, you put it under contract at a certain price, and then you find somebody that's going to pay more for that property, and you basically flip the house to that person, or you assign your contract, or you assign your LLC, or whatever the case may be, and I'm about to get into that in a second. But before I move on, I got to make sure that everybody just understands the basic of what a wholesale deal is. You find a seller, you put it under contract, you find a buyer. Is everybody with me? All right, so y'all ready? We're going to talk about how to flip a short sale. I'm going to give you a step-by-step system, okay? Now, this step-by-step system, you'll also get it with my course that I'm going to offer to you tonight, so that way you'll have it and everything in front of you, okay? Now, let me say this first. On the first page of this paper, right, it says contacting your realtor, right? Everybody see that? Now, the reason why I have this is because when doing a short sale, a realtor has to be involved, okay? The house, let me give you an example. Let's say you find a house from a seller and they're behind on their mortgage, right? And this looks like a situation where it could be a short sale. Is everybody with me? Come on, is everybody with me? Yeah. I need to know y'all with me, right? I know it's late, but I need to know that y'all with me, okay? Now, you find a house, because remember what we're doing. We're finding houses, getting them under contract, and we're flipping them, right? Right? Now, if you find a seller who's behind on their mortgage, right? And it looks like the bank will do a short sale just to get rid of the house because they don't want it, okay? There has to be a realtor involved or a listing agent, which means that it has to be a realtor who's representing that seller, okay? Because the bank wants to see that the house was being marketed or on the MLS. Who doesn't know what the MLS is? Right? That's what the agents use. So, is everybody with me so far? Yes. Okay, so in order to do a short sale, it has to be a realtor involved, okay? So if you don't have a realtor, I'm about to tell you right now how to get one. This is your very first step, all right? Here's your realtor, here's your contact and your realtor script. Now, write this down on this handout. How do I find a realtor, okay? I'm gonna tell you. There's a website called Realtor.com. Write that down, www.realtor.com, all right? Now, most of you are probably familiar with Realtor.com, but if you're not, Realtor.com is a website where you can go on there and you can basically put in your zip code, your area, wherever you're at, and then you can find a bunch of realtors to call. The pictures up there, phone numbers, email, everything, okay? Now, so, let me see, who can, Dennis. All right, Dennis, can you work with me for a second?
Yes.
All right, so Dennis is going to be the realtor, all right, and I'm going to be us, which is the real estate investor. Can you stand up for a minute?
Sure.
Dennis? All right. Now, so you're the realtor. So I'm going to call Dennis. Ready? What are we working on right now? No, what are we doing right now?
Getting a realtor.
Getting a realtor. Why do we need a realtor?
Because you have a short sale. To start the short sale.
Right? But why is a realtor important in this process? Because the bank wants to see what?
Marketing.
Right? And what is a realtor doing if they list a property for sale on MLS? They're trying to sell it. So the bank sees that it's trying to be sold, right? Now, let me say this. Why do you need a realtor? I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Because you want, this is the key to this, okay? Here's the key how to be successful at wholesale and short sale, okay? You want to use your own realtor, okay? You want to have your own realtor. So when you find these people, you let them know that you have a realtor that you work with, and we'll talk about that in a second, that you can introduce them to, because that realtor is key in this process for you completing a successful short sale. Is everybody with me? All right. Now, ready, Dennis?
I'm ready.
All right. So I called Dennis, right? Hold on. Y'all with me?
Yes.
All right. Is this boring, anybody? No. All right. So please, if you're serious, please pay attention if you're serious. I promise you, you can make money doing this, all right? Now, here we go. The phone rings. Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Dennis.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Mark Whitten. I'm an investor here in Hagerstown.
Yes.
All right. My partner and I, we're looking to buy 3 to 5 houses a month, and we're seeking a serious realtor who can bid on properties for us, okay? We also do a massive amount of direct mail marketing and often come across leads that do not fit our buying criteria, which we can give you.
Great.
All right. Now, let's break down this line for a minute.